This podcast is brought to you by KidzMed, a programme set up at the Great North Children's Hospital in Newcastle, and by the Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health.
It's the belief, it's the worry. Can I swallow it? Is it going to be difficult?
You're getting closer, you're seeing improvement, you stay positive, it's going to come. Keep trying.
And what holds people back is something about believing you can do it.
And then when they came and said, they're going to make you learn to swallow tablets in just like less than an hour, I was like, no way.
So today, I'm very excited that we are going to talk to Daniel. My name is Emma Lim. I'm a general paediatrician at the Great North Children's Hospital, and we're here to listen to Daniel's story about learning to swallow pills.
So I'm Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I'm soon turning 15. I've been diagnosed with a spinal cord injury, so I've been having it for 7 months. I was in hospital around that time, so about 8 months ago. I was diagnosed with transverse myelitis, an autoimmune disease, which changed my life in a sense. But so it's been a bit hard. It's been a long time in hospital. Also quite like music. I like sport. That's kind of what I'm into as well. But yeah,
that is really a lot of stuff to go through in 7 months. And actually, I think you're being really modest because you were a really good runner, weren't you? So you did a lot of running. You won medals. You've actually recorded your own raps already, haven't you?
Yeah. So I think it was hard, especially as a runner, right now, just before I was watching the Olympics, and watching 5K and watching the long distance is quite my favourite things. But it's quite hard, but you've got to just move on. You've just got to see, open yourself up to different kind of sports. Like I've just found out, like different sports, music helped me a lot during my time in hospital. And I've recorded, I went to studio and able to record 3 songs. I'm really grateful for that opportunity, and it's just lets me express myself. But I think it showed that it's not the end of the world if you have like an injury, or if you're on a wheelchair, or if you stuff like that. You just can open yourself up to so many different things. It's different now, and I've got to just look to the future and just forget about the past. And there's nothing more. As long as I'm happy, as long as I can enjoy myself, that's the main thing. Just got to do it differently, really.
The thing that comes across so strongly to me is you've got this incredible mental attitude. You're really resilient. You're really able to see opportunity and see how you can change or adapt. And one of the things that we were going to talk about today was how you found it learning to swallow pills, because I think that was something that when you went to hospital, you'd not had to do much.
My parents said that quite a few times to me, like, of all people, who would it be that would get ill? Because, I was the least one in the family who could ever get ill. Like, I didn't even need to regularly get like a paracetamol pill or anything. It was just, I'd never even had to my mind that I need to swallow a pill in my life. I probably swallowed like 1 pill in my life. And then it was that transaction when you're in hospital, and I'm still on to this day quite a ridiculous amount of medications. I've had a relapse, so it's been quite hard. But especially when I first arrived in hospital, they were like, "Oh, do you swallow tablets?" And there was like so many things, and it was the liquid medication. And I said, "Oh, I'll have to have liquid medications." I'd never swallowed a tablet in my life, probably only done it once. And I was on liquid medications for about a month, and it was traumatizing, literally, and it's all I can think of. So when I always look back on my hospital stay, they ask me what is the most important, what's made the biggest change to me. What's made the biggest change has definitely been swallowing tablets, because I used to get huge side effects from the liquid medications, and now with tablets I can just swallow them every morning, and I don't have to worry about the liquid medications, despite I'm on a ridiculous amount of medications. And looking at how much I had to take liquid wise would be horrible now, and I think if people to know the taste of the liquid medications, it isn't good, and it's less effective as well as tablets are as well. So it's now it's much easier, even when I used to swallow sometimes 20 pills in the morning, but I always feel grateful that I'm not on them liquid medication. So it was really important, despite how much like physio and all these brilliant changes and improvements I had in my condition I'd never thought would happen. I still look back and think that this meant taking pills, because I'm on a medication I have for life right now, so I'm going to be taking pills for the rest of my life, and if I didn't learn how to do it, it would have been, where would I be?
So you said to me you were having to take really large volumes. It tasted disgusting. You had a lot of side effects. What kind of side effects were they?
So I was on really strong medication because I have an autoimmune disease. There's a spinal cord injury. There's different effects. So when I was early on, I was quite a lot of pain. So they gave me a lot of strong pain, like Oromorph. It was gabapentins type of medications that were really strong. So they would have quite a bad taste inside of the liquid medication themselves. But then it was also bladder medications, because I have issues with my bladder. If I sometimes take bowel medication, different like stuff like inner spinal cord injury, spasms, so many different things. It's like so complicated. It's just not pain itself, and then taking so many for pain as well was ridiculous. But then I had to take others for different things, and then of course the steroids. How would I be able to take them liquidly? Can't take them liquidly. So and steroids, I've had to take two sets of them, because
we met somebody in one of our previous podcasts who was really important to you. It was one of the pharmacy technicians. Do you remember her?
Yes, Lisa, isn't it? Yeah.
And Lisa said you've been really nervous and worried about learning to swallow tablets, and then she came to see you. Do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, so when they tried me on taking tablets early on, I don't know if it was a swallowing issue, because I had problems with swallowing. I couldn't really speak a lot in early on, but I choked a few down. It was not very comfortable, and that leaves kind of like on your mind. And then when they came and said, they're gonna make you learn to swallow tablets in just like less than an hour, I was like, no way. There's no way this is possible. No way it's possible. And she came in, and by 30 minutes, I was swallowing the biggest tablet possible, and I couldn't believe it. And it was like, it was unbelievable. And then next day I was on the medication. I started to see a big impact in my recovery, actually, because that switch, when I was in liquid medication, I used to be so drowsy in the morning, and it would knock off. I wouldn't be able to interact with physio, wouldn't interact with school, wouldn't interact with these things. I started to notice less pain. It was just so much. It was such a big change, and it meant a lot to me.
That's amazing. So 30 minutes of work, swallowing a tablet, and the very next day, you already noticed the differences, that you weren't drowsy, that you didn't have to take these nasty medications, that actually, because you could concentrate on everything else improved.
It was so important for the physio as well, because every morning in the physio, if I was asleep or if I just couldn't interact with them, and of course I've got a lot of credit to physio, because that's how I've managed to do so well in the movement side of things, which would look unlikely back then in January. But if I was still on liquid medications, I'd be drowsy every morning, wouldn't be able to interact with physio. And once I started to take that notice when I was taking tablets. I was interacting more with physio, and that was able to get my movement side of recovery back, and was able to start working with them. It's so important.
So important. And I don't think people realise what a difference it makes. So when Lisa came and she said that you were brilliant, if somebody else was listening to this podcast, what would you tell them? Explain how you learnt to swallow pills and what it felt like.
If someone, even a week on liquid medications for me, but I was on a month of liquid medications, but if someone was on a little bit of liquid medications, they'd be immediately determined to take tablets because they'd know, oh my God, this tastes disgusting. But in terms of the actual process, it's just, I can't really, I mean, it's just, you just need to really like put the tablet in, but it's, I think inside it's the main about determination about that you can actually do it, I think is the possible thing. You just got to give it a go. Just put the tablet down in your mouth and just try drinking it down, and it'll come, and it'll take a massive difference. But I think it's, if you were on liquid medication, if someone was on liquid medication and they didn't know how to take a tablet before, and they were on it for a period of time, they'd get sick of it. They'd notice, and they'd be really frustrated. So I think it will bring a lot of determination inside you, and if you have determination inside you, can get the job done, and that's what I managed to do. But all credit definitely to like Lisa, because she was like, she gave me the confidence, because I'd not taken tablets ever, so it was really good to be able to do that, and to be able to try and get to the hardest tablet in just 30 minutes. It's incredible, you know.
And I think that you've really put your finger on something really important. The process is actually really easy. You literally put the tablet in the middle of your tongue, pick up a sports cap bottle, take 3 sucks, and the tablet goes down. That's not the hard part. It's what you said. It's the belief. It's the worry. Can I swallow it? Is it going to be difficult? What's going to happen if I don't? And it's your determination and the people who support you to learn around you to get over that hump that's the actual hard thing. So it's just like you say, it's the belief that it can be done. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are very anxious or worried about taking tablets.
Yeah, you can be worried, because I was worried, and I can understand that. But if you keep imagining the fact that, oh, I'm not going to do this, you're not going to do it, simply. It's not going to work for you. But if you start to just realize it's possible, and you're getting closer, you're seeing improvement, you stay positive, it's going to come. Keep trying. It will go down, because the actual process isn't that hard, and it's about what's inside you. And for me, what determined me was getting off them liquid medications. But definitely, even Lisa came and taught me, it wasn't that hard, really, the process itself. It's just about what's inside you and what you can do to do it.
Such a life lesson for everything. And that, for me, is why you are so brilliant, because you have that inner determination and that belief. And so you will do things just like you said. So we've talked about how you realised, from being completely well to having 7 months in hospital, from being a person who'd never taken paracetamol to a person who has to take medication every day of their life, you suddenly realised how important the skill of pill swallowing was. You've told us about how it's actually easy to learn, and what holds people back is something about believing you can do it.
Yeah, you know what, as well, even when I was on lots of tablets, sometimes in terms of my recovery, it used to set me back. It used to get me quite low, even because the amount of tablets I saw. One time I literally counted in the morning 26 tablets. And I was quite like, it brings you down, but I always look back and just say, the worst is liquid. And gradually, I'm not on that lowest of medications at the moment, but gradually you get lower medications, and then you start to realize, you start to forget about your illness in a sense gradually, because you're on less medications. It shows that you're getting better when you're on less medications. So
I think that's a really, really interesting thing you talk about, because my background is I've done a lot of work with children with HIV, and the liquids are so disgusting you literally can't take them. So we had to teach children from the age of 4 to be able to take tablets. And I think that they had a very similar story to you. Taking medicine every day reminds you you're ill. It's always there. It's just a reminder things are not right or you're different. And so the quicker and easier you can do that allows you to forget that bit. And lots of people take vitamins and pills just, regularly. So swallowing a tablet quickly in the morning, like your mum's saying here, have a vitamin, that's more normal. And at least it's over quickly. And you can carry these pills around without people sort of staring at you or wondering why you're carrying so many medicines and things.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm still on quite a bit in the morning, but I just take them quickly and get on with my day. Literally. I mean, I have some during the day as well, but different times, but they are gradually going. And, if just every morning you just take them and get on with your day, it does look like you are ill, but just, you've got to forget about that. You've got to just get on and live the best you can. Definitely medication isn't stopping it, because I just take it 10 minutes in the morning and I'm over. I'm on with my day. Instead of when I used to worry about liquid medications, I'd have to have like a platter of food to get the taste away. And you'd have that taste in your mouth.
That's why you had to buy so much fruit to just.
Yeah, that's what my mum said. Yeah, I had to take, and it was horrible. But yeah, definitely. Now there's no taste in your mouth, because when that taste it'd carry around and you just think about it all the time. But now you just take them tablets, you're gone.
It's gone. So if you had 3 top tips for any kid or young person learning to swallow pills, what would they be?
So number 1, I think you need to be definitely determined and ready. That's so important, because you can't just say that I'm not going to do this because I've not taken a tablet in my life. I've struggled to take it in the past. You've got to start small as well. That's also another really important thing. Find the best tablet that works for you, because even when you can start with the smallest of smallest and just gradually seeing an improvement. Some people don't get it as quick as I did, of course. Some people might take time, but you're actually swallowing a tablet now. For me, there's a big variant in my tablets. Some are really, really small, some are really, really big. So that means if you struggle with the big ones, you've got a small one, and lots of pharmacists can give you a smaller tablet, and that means that you're actually getting progress, especially if you're not on the biggest of tablets. It's hard, but once you gradually get used to it, you just mean inside you're taking tablets. You're actually taking tablets. You're doing it, even if it's really small. So that's really important as well. And the third thing, I think it's just about really, when I had my injury, I was straight up. It was like a shock. And when you're in a lot of pain, if it's someone who it doesn't take tablets, you've taken liquid medications before, and there is problems with liquid medications. You'll have issues with them, so you've got to take in the factor of that, and I think that drives you on and to take tablets. I don't think it's the way that people say, like, oh, treat it as how you swallow food, because I didn't find that helpful. I think it's just seeing it in terms of your medical, how important it'll be for your medical health as well. And lots of people have been so brave to go through like operations and certain things. So do the same with the tablets, because it'll change your life, literally.
That's so true. I think I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you swallow a big lump of food, why can't you swallow a tablet? It's a different skill. So, but it isn't difficult. I love your 3 top tips. So first of all, it's about your positive mental attitude. Secondly, start small. And be good to yourself. Look at your successes. Swallowing anything is a success.
Definitely.
And thirdly, like you say, just be determined.
Yeah, I was on an NG tube and literally I couldn't swallow. So anything, just swallowing anything, let alone is hard. I was on an NG tube twice, so it was such a frustrating thing not to be able to swallow even food, let alone a tablet. So if you're actually swallowing a tablet, and to get to that moment is a huge success, and anyone who does that, especially after all the trauma and have never taken it before, should be really proud of themselves. So this is really important.
I think that's a lesson for everybody, that you who had a nasogastric tube, so you couldn't swallow anything at all, had a really sudden illness and had to take 27 medications in one morning, can go from not swallowing anything at all to being able to take all your pills in 10 minutes. Well, I mean, if you can do that, then everybody else should be following your example.
This podcast was created by Medisense. You can find more podcasts and other creative learning resources on our website at www.medisense.org.uk.